What's going on, people? I am back again with another drawing, and yeah, so I decided to draw Batman again. Most of the time I decide to draw a character I've already drawn before. It's because I feel like I can improve from the last one. I will put the other two I did up on the screen right now so you can see the difference between this one and the other two. um Overall, I think the first one was okay. The first one being the one where he's in the air and whatnot. The second one, I'm not in love with it, but whatever. I'm not here to discuss that one. I'm here to discuss the brand new one. The brand new one I actually completed yesterday. Um, so yeah, so I'm excited about this one. It's gonna be very cool, and so let's get into it. So here on the screen, I have the first 6 layers on this. Again, I'm using Clip Studio, right? But I got the first 6 layers, and I knew I wanted to. I kind of imagined it in my mind, like him kind of falling from a building, like head first, kind of just like almost as if he's flying, but he's not. He's just falling with style. Ah, get it? Nah, anyway. So he's falling, right? And then this pose here is him bracing for a landing. That's why you see. Let me get a left me to draw. Get the red. That's why you see air between the cape and between the front of the cape here and the back of the cape here. So it's almost like he's using his cape to parachute when he's ready for a landing, sort of thing. That was the vision for this drawing. And as you can see, that regarding the perspective, the drawing kind of takes this like perspective where it's angled like that, right? So it gets smaller as it goes up, sort of thing. So I'm pretty happy with the pose. I'm pretty happy with the perspective. I'm pretty happy with the getting the cape to kind of look like it's floating, or look like there's air in it. Yeah. Overall, that was the idea of the pose. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to really discuss in this area. So here is when I did the. Let me get rid of this layer real quick. Okay. So here's when I did the penciling. Now, the penciling on the cape, right? Like all of this here, is I like it a lot. You can see the flexibility in it in the cape. When I did the inking, I didn't capture this. In my opinion, it wasn't as fluid. It didn't look as fluid. And so when it comes to drawing, when it comes to inking fabrics, I'm not very good at that yet. But I'll get into that later. But overall, penciling wise, I really like it. You can see the detail in his arm. It's just so good. The bicep. The mask, I wasn't sure what to do with it, to be honest. Because I knew that I wanted most of it to be dark, right? Just the style of the drawing. I wanted most of the mask here to be dark. So I didn't know what to do with it for the most part. Oh, by the way, the light source is also coming from this direction. That's why there's a lot of light here and not much light here. A lot of light here and not much light here, right? You can probably tell that already. But yeah, so that's the issue I had with the head, right? I mean, again, the forearm here is fine. You know, it's all pretty good so far. I took my time with this one quite a bit. Even this, say I'm not really good with fabrics, but when it came to the underpants, I guess you could say, or what would you call it? I don't know. These drawers, these boxes, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? Part of the suit, you can see the fabric even in this inking here, which I quite like quite a bit. You can see that it actually is, you know, underpants, right? You can see that he's wearing pants there, and I like that quite a bit. And you can see the Batman symbol. It's all looking good. Now the inking here actually includes the cross hatching, which is fun. The inking here, including the cross hatching, I mean, dude, like literally all of this, including his arms here, is just on point. I have no issues with it whatsoever. It is just, in my opinion, where I was again in the previous Batman drawings and where I was with cross hatching, where I was with the inking, literally all of this here is just so good. But you can see where it falls off a little bit. The mask, I kind of get away with it a little bit, not too much, but I kind of get away with it a little bit. I wasn't sure what to do with this part of the head. You could say I got kind of impatient because because again, I started like this way up, right? And I finished on the head, right? Once I did all of this, I was so excited and gassed. I just was like, I need to get this done next so I can just hurry up and finish this, man. Because I was just so excited about it. But so you can see it's a little bit sketchy here, a little bit shaky here, but I feel like I might just about get away with it. And then the cape, I'm not massively happy with these areas realistically for the most part. And again, this is just me getting used to inking fabrics, you know, like it's supposed to be very loose. What I could have done is instead of having a straight circle like this where it goes around, I could have had it so maybe it flaps a little bit. It's got some flexibility to it. I mean, I get it. Obviously, there's air going into the. There's air going into this cape here, so I get why it's kind of rounded, right? But I think showing some flexibility would have been decent. Cross-section wise, I mean, again, everything below the neck is just so good. The head, I kind of just tried to do some things, not much to really discuss there, to be honest with you. But the bicep, the cross-section on the bicep is awesome. Here it's a little bit shaky though, I will admit that, right? I will admit here it's a bit shaky. I probably could have gone longer on the cross section so it was more like this. Maybe that would have worked. But yeah, there's the only point where I'm like, yeah, it's a bit shaky, but I love the cross section here. It's just so fluid is the right word for it. Even here it's quite nice. I like it a bit. I probably could have done a little bit better in some areas here. I love this knee. And then I love the cross section here as well on this part of the thigh as well. But anyway, yeah, here again is fine. Here is fine. I wasn't too happy with the inking on this shoulder because it looks a bit weird. And I don't know, if you look at this, if you look at a regular human shoulder, right, it doesn't look like this. So what I should have done is just I should have just resetted myself by looking on Google, looking at a shoulder and then inking this shoulder again and then cross-section it, and then it would have looked a little bit better. Because right now to me, while I love everything below the neck, that is a bit of an eyesore, but it's whatever. Now I want to talk about the color of this real quick here. You can see that because of the dark, well, actually I'll tell you what, yeah, when I did the cowl and the gloves originally, and even the underpants, I did them blue because some of Batman's costumes have the blue underpants, the blue gloves, the blue cowl. And it made all my mistakes on the cape especially just stand out. So I had to change it back to like a dark, well, basically black. I had to change it back to a black because it helps to hide some of the mistakes I've made in the cape. You can't really see too many mistakes. You can't really see too many issues even with the cape here. It doesn't stand out as much if I was to do it in blue, and believe me, it stood out a lot. It stood out a lot, I should say. So yeah, that's the one thing I want to mention regarding the color. Let me just move into the next part I want to talk about. Now there is a specific tool on this Clip Studio software that I absolutely love and that I did not have on Krita. And that tool is called a spray. And what it does, in fact, I'll just show you real quick. I got the layer right here. So overall, yeah, it looks fine, right? But there's no lighting here, right? Yeah. And what the spray does is it just goes boom, and it brightens everything up. And you can. There's no reason for me to blend the differences here. Once again, I got to the original layer. Yeah, cool. There's no reason for me to blend the differences between light here and dark here. The spray pretty much already does it for me. So I love this tool. It's so awesome. Even here you can see light, but it blends it between the two, you know, and that is the thing I love. I did go over with some light here on the little pouches and things like that, and obviously because it's metal, I just wanted to kind of scrape across some light You can see some light parts here on the edges here. And in my opinion, when I was doing this, I was like, if you hide these dark parts, some of the body parts, some of the parts that clash with other, so it's like black on black, it clashes. Some of the parts of his body get lost. And so what happens is that I felt like going over it with a light source, just on the edge, very, very slim, kind of highlights that body part that would usually be lost without it. And you can see I hit some light on the I don't know what you call these, the blades on his arms. I hit some lights on these as well. You see some light on the edges of here as well. Again, all of this would be lost without the light source, so I had to hit it, and I also hit it here as well, just to specify that that's his fucking, sorry for the swearing, that's his bat symbol. But yeah, other than that, guys, I mean, listen, I love this drawing. I love this drawing. Literally, I absolutely adore it, right? I adore this software, and yeah, I'm hoping to just keep improving, keep learning, and one day I'll come on here and have literally no complaints for the most part on anything, and that'd be awesome to see. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Oh, by the way, real quick though, I'm trying to draw either Chun-Li again or Cammy, but I'll see how I do in that one, and that may be coming out in the next week or so. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.